Shadowy flight into the dangerous world of a man who does not exist. Michael Knight, a young loner on a crusade to champion the cause of the innocent, the helpless, the powerless, in a world of criminals who operate above the law.
Hello and welcome to Beyond the Night, brought to you by the GCRN and Audible.com. I am one of your hosts, TFG Mike, and joining me is Duyahn the MusicMan.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. Today we're going to be going beyond the night and reviewing 3 more episodes of Knight Rider Classics Season 1. Hit the turbo boost, Kit.
Seems to me you're short a driver for a while.
Think you can replace my dad?
I got a real smart car. How much longer are you going to insist on reveling in chaos and destruction?
It's a tough world out there, Nevin.
I don't know who he is or what he wants. You see he has a nice fatal accident.
Michael, we're not at speed for this maneuver. Michael.
So first up today, in this episode of Beyond the Night, we have Slammin' Sammy's Stunt Show Spectacular. Michael joins an auto daredevil show whose owners unwittingly took out a second mortgage from a crook who arranges quote-unquote accidents so he can take over the business. Some of the, like, I know fads nowadays in the 21st century are weird. Like to me, 3D is the worst thing in the world when it comes to movies. But like fads in the 80s, just I don't know. Like I'm all about, I can be that car guy, and I can love I can love and appreciate cars, but I've never been into the stunt shows. I think they're cool. I think the stunts are amazing, but I've never been able to to get excited for a stunt show spectacular. Essentially what this is Michael goes undercover to find out what is going on at the stunt show, the super famous Slammin' Sammy stunt show. That's pretty much it. They pretty much fake it. This is where ski mode is first introduced, actually, I believe.
Yes, it is.
Where they actually hit the button that says ski mode, because Sammy at one point tells Michael, go on both wheels and switch it, left wheels and right wheels, and holy shit, what the hell is wrong with those bikers? But yeah, someone, these crooks are trying to sabotage the track so they can, rake in the millions on the land and the business and everything else. The plot of this one is kind of cool. I know Michael is a womanizer, but I just don't see the attraction to the daughter.
I don't either. I don't see it there.
I just don't. I don't see that.
It's not really there.
No,
it's really not there.
Again, it's not an average. I guess it is kind of an average plot when you boil it down to, it's an evil crook who is swindled. It's like an episode of American Greed, for Christ's sake. But all in all, I do love the overall plot, and I like that. It is actually getting Kit into the show as far as, doing stunts and stuff like that. And, because we've had stunts before, in last week's episode where we had the stunt driving and the test range on,
right.
we've had that, but like these are actual car aerobatic stunts that he's doing, and jumps and skis and sidewinders and all that stuff. So I like the plot overall. What about you?
The plot is very good. I also like the fact that there's a new feature installed in Kit in this one as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's very good, and we, like you said, we get to see more of the car acrobatics, if you will, with Kit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So overall, yeah, I mean the plot was enjoyable. It was an episode that really flowed front to back and didn't make us cringe. So
that's a blessing.
Yes. So let's turn these scanners on for the stunt show spectacular. Kit? Yes, Michael? Just keep driving. Oh, I love that line.
You too.
Oh, man. Modesty is a state of mind, Michael. I only deal in facts.
I did like the fact that Kit did get a little bit more comical.
Yes, he does.
It's a little bit more comical for a car.
I wrote this down, and I know that you had said that it is a new power, but now that I'm remembering seeing my note was ski mode before there was a button for it, because...
No, it wasn't the ski mode. That was there. It is when he was drugged.
Oh, the oxygen.
The oxygen. That was a new deal, because that had never been there.
Right. Well, yeah, up to that point, yeah. But no,
ski mode was there.
Was it?
Because
I didn't see him hit a button. I just saw him do it.
you just see him do it. There was no button for ski mode.
Well, there's a button in the future episodes. I know that.
Right. But we don't see him hit the button. It just automatically
does.
happens.
Yeah. Mechanically inclined, deflating and reflating tires. When dude is trying to sabotage Kit, he deflates the tires on himself.
Some days there's just no winning.
Yes, exactly. So are there such things as business and social kisses? I don't think so.
No, but you know what? Leave it in.
Yeah, I don't know. And finally, at the end, Kit does really get into the stunts. And I love that about it. It's where it's like, Kit's like, Michael, do we have to put these stars on me? Well, it's either that or repaint you like a clown.
Keep pasting, Michael. Keep
pasting. Oh, God.
Oh, what?
No, I'm so glad they did not put the stars on Kit's headlights, because that would essentially
that would suck.
Well, no, listen, you dumbass.
No, like
if they put stars on Kit's headlights, that would be subliminal for, a stripper having pasties on her nipples.
Yeah, I know that.
Oh, Lord. What do you got for Scanners On?
Oh, boy. I actually like the fact that we get to see a lot more action out of Kit.
Mm-hmm.
Kit actually has a few more comical lines in this episode.
He does, yeah.
He has a lot more comical lines. And Michael has a bit of comedy with him as well. So it really, these two really play off of each other.
Yes, yeah, they do. Well, they play off of each other so well anyway, but yeah, I mean, Michael and Kit are really getting into the groove, whereas, last week when we talked about Night of the Phoenix, that first scene where it's like, my car talks? The hell kind of strange, weirdo crap is that,
Yeah.
Like, they've really come a long way in as many episodes with their relationship. And like I said last week, time in the Knight Rider universe is weird, because
it is strange.
Each episode, it seems like like there are episodes where in the beginning, either Michael will be detoured from an assignment he's going to, or he'll want a vacation from so many assignments that he's done, and it's like it's so weird. Like
I'm always wondering. I'm like, okay, why don't we see the other episodes where he wants a vacation, or before he asks for the vacation?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. The unknown assignments.
Yeah,
really is what it is. Yeah. I don't know. Any other highlights?
Nah.
So let's turn these scanners off. Dirty cops are bad. I mean, that's that's really the only thing that I.
That's about it for me. Yes.
I mean, this episode was so enjoyable that there really isn't anything to nitpick. I mean, I guess you could nitpick the fact that the big boss won't have a meeting with Michael, but that's expected. I mean, that's not going to happen.
No.
So no, overall, Slammin' Sammy's Stunt Show Spectacular was a pretty damn decent episode.
There's your tongue twister for the night there, folks.
Yeah. F.
Do you know what I'd really like to do?
Nope. But I got a feeling you're going to tell me.
Get ready for him.
How are we going to get past them?
May I suggest we continue down the road?
I have reason to believe that Maggie's life may be in danger.
It talks. Is there anything this car cannot do?
Can we take a direct hit?
I prefer not to find out.
Here, take over, buddy. You're on your own.
Up next is Just My Bill. For the plot, Michael becomes the bodyguard for a crusading state senator who has stepped on one too many toes. Senator Maggie What's-Her-Nut's name, or whatever the hell her name is, sweet old lady who's a senator, is trying to get this bill defeated about, oh god, what was it? Was it water?
Yeah, it had something to do with water and...
Yeah, water and energy versus...
Energy and things like that.
Yeah. Essentially, the plot is that people are, her opposing people are...
They want the bill to pass.
They want the bill to pass, and the dude's gonna hire anybody to be, knock her off and all that good stuff. Yeah, I mean, the plot of this one is your average business plot, is what I would call it, or business or political plot, where, one politician is dirty and they're going after the one that's going to change everything and ruin everything for them.
Right.
I did enjoy this episode because of, what Maggie brings to the table as far as, what does Kit do? What happens here? Oh, this is nice, and this is this, and this is that. So I did like the fact that she was, a strong-willed woman, and she didn't care that people were trying to kill her and everything else. So, I mean, the overall plot is enjoyable, but it's just one of those, this isn't so much a bad thing about it, but it's one of those generic political plots. Yes, it's enjoyable, but...
It's enjoyable, but I think it can also be looked at as one of those throwaway episodes again that could be thrust at the back of the season.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
It really depends though on how it played out, and see that's why I think a lot of the stronger episodes, which I know we'll be talking about later, needed to come to the forefront.
Yeah, very true. Let's turn the scanners on. Devin is so out of his element riding in a construction elevator.
You think so?
Devin is all sophisticated and, high tea at noon, holding his pinky up and everything else, and riding in a construction elevator just
doesn't work for him.
No, not at all. But I do like seeing him uncomfortable in that situation.
I do too.
Hilarious. Devin the hero, because he pushes Maggie out of the way from the falling
debris.
Concrete. Yeah. And I do love, and I will mention this in future episodes of the podcast, I do love each person's reaction to Kit, no matter what it is.
I do too.
Whether it's the bad guys, being like, oh my god, what the hell is going on? How is that car doing that? Or whether it's the good guys and just, sheer amazement. I think it's it's very unique how they wrote each character, each episode's character that interacts with Kit, as far as their reaction to learning about what he is.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was great about it. The phone lines to the retreat are dead. That's never good.
No, especially when you can't call out.
Yes. Hey, how did he do that? I think it was something to do with Kit.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. And then at the end, I think it's at the end because that's where the note is. Kit self-valet parking.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Michael's like, the car will find a spot. What about you? What do you got for scanners on for this one?
I kind of like where Kit says, "Give him hell, Maggie." I thought that was very funny, coming from a car.
Yeah.
And of course, near the end of the episode, they're all talking to Maggie, and they're going to dinner. And of course, Michael says, "Don't look at the menu. The Foundation's picking up the tab." And you just see Devin with this surprised look on his face, like, "I am."
Yeah.
So I think those are my highlights. There were some other highlights too, but there's too many to name.
Yeah, there's so many good things about this episode, and it mainly has to do with the character of Maggie and how her character is throughout the episode.
Very strong-willed, I'll say that.
Let's turn these scanners off. Surprisingly, this one's blank for me.
Same here.
I mean, this one, it even though when you boil it down and nitpick it down to what it actually is, it is a political plot of, the evil politician versus the one that's standing up for what she believes in and what is right for her to be doing for the people of the state. There's nothing wrong with this episode.
There's not.
There's nothing that glared out at me at saying, "Oh my God, this episode is the worst episode of the entire series at all."
This one actually has a very good point.
Yes, it does. Very much so.
It's a very good point. There's no, like you said, there's no. I don't have any negative, feelings about it. It's like you said, someone is standing up for what they believe in, and I think that's what it was about. What they were trying to push for this is, okay, look, this may not happen in the real world, but we can at least in Hollywood say this is what it should be like.
Yeah, exactly.
So
turn around real slow, young fella. Who are you and what do you want here?
Are you from outer space? I've come to collect you, Earthling.
If we take away their water long enough, the whole valley will be mine.
We're too late!
There's the canyon about a half mile down the road. We just gotta get there before the water does.
And finally up today we have not a drop to drink. Devin sends Michael to stop a range war. It's supposed to be ranch. Devin sends Michael to stop a ranch war over water rights. Oh boy. You've got another kid in this episode. I forget what his name is off the top of my head.
Kevin.
Kevin. There we go. Wait, too early. Home Alone reference. Sorry.
I was thinking that too. Oh my!
You've got him, his mom, and his grandpa. His mom is this stuck-up person who very, very stubborn, very set in her ways. She wants, to win this war against this evil rancher over these water rights.
Brenton.
Yeah, I know. Well, she wants to win the war over the water rights,
right.
And the evil ranchers do too. And I don't know. I like this one, but again, it's like, really, these are the. I know the whole point of Knight Rider and Michael Knight and Wilton Knight is one man can make a difference, even to the little people. It doesn't have to be on a big scale.
Right.
But I don't know. It just some of these episodes just seem like really that's the story they went with that week.
I'm actually kind of surprised Glenn would approve a lot of these.
I don't know. I mean, it was the '80s, so
Well, that's true. You had to run with something to keep it alive.
that's yeah. Besides, we'll get to really, really shitty episodes once we get to another series. So,
Thanks for the reminder.
5 cars that talk. What the? 3 cars and 2 motorcycles.
Yeah, I didn't get it. Yeah. That should not have been allowed to be born.
But yeah, the overall plot for Not a Drop to Drink, it is a good plot, but again, it feels like so out of place with
It's that too.
Yeah, it just does. Just I don't know. It's so weird that where like that's the other thing. It's like where in the plot of each of these episodes that we've done today, that we did last week,
a week before even.
Where does no, because we've only done 2 episodes.
Well, you know what I mean, but
yeah, but it's like where does the Foundation find and I know later in an episode we'll learn that someone sent them a letter in one of the episodes, but it's like this mission. How did Devin hear about this? How did how do they like? I can understand running into Robin Ladd from Deadly Maneuvers. I can understand that I'm just going down the road to the military. I get that. Michael was on the side of the road and a mission fell into his lap. I understand that, but it's like when Devin sends him on these missions, like where the hell does he get his intel from?
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
So weird. Any other thoughts on the plot for Not a Drop to Drink?
No, not really.
So let's turn the scanners on. I find myself between episode 1 last week and episode 2 this week, with some of the episodes, I find myself just sitting here and enjoying them, watching them again, because I haven't watched, I've watched my favorite episodes of Knight Rider, multiple times in the past years, but I haven't actually done a complete, sit down and watch through each one of the seasons, and that's part of the reason of this podcast is that we're going to do this and review them, as I said. But it's like some of these
bag of popcorn.
Yeah, I mean some of these episodes, I just find myself just sitting here watching them just to enjoy them, and I don't write anything down. But I do have three highlights for turning the scanners on. Kit the Matador.
That was great.
Cars and animals apparently work well for television, especially when they're talking cars going up against dogs or bulls or lions and tigers and bears. Yes. And then, of course, this was the episode where we have Kit the extraterrestrial.
Yes.
Kit the alien, like, oh my god, it's from outer space. Are you going to take me out there? Well, of course.
I'm here to collect you.
Yes, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here to collect you. Yes, exactly. Oh my god,
that was great.
Yeah, it was so great. What about you? What do you got for highlights?
Well, let's see. Like you said, Kit the extraterrestrial. Like you said, animals and cars must work really well for this show.
Yes,
because if you can amaze a grandfather and his daughter. A dad and his daughter about a talking car to control a bull. That's just funny as hell within itself.
Yeah.
That's great. Kevin actually, liking the car. Like you said, and like we've said before, there's been a kid in just about every episode.
Yeah, pretty much.
Of Knight Rider. So, I think, I'm trying to remember if Turbo Boost was active in this one. I don't think it was. I can't remember.
I think it might have been, but it only might have been used once.
Yeah, but you don't see the button being pushed.
Yeah.
You don't see the button being pushed. And so comic relief, cute plot, comic relief and cute, a little bit of a cute scenario with animals in a car. And, there's not much action in this, but I don't really think there needs to be.
No, there doesn't need to be in this one. Let's turn the scanners off. The only one I wrote down really was, I know we've talked about it before, that Kit can go on, well, we might not have talked about it, but I've noticed it. It's been said before in the series that Kit can go on any terrain, but seeing him in the dirt without, like, real traction effects is just weird.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
I know later on in the series, there's an episode, I forget which one it is, where Bonnie adds spikes to Kit's rear tires, but it's just like, it's so weird to me seeing him on a dirt road and just spinning around or turning around or doing a 180 or doing a 360 or whatever else. I don't know, it's just, I don't, like, hate it. Like, it is the thing where it's like, oh my fucking god, I'm never watching this series again. It isn't like one of those moments, but it's
no,
just
it's not. Things. It's one of those ones. It's one of those moments like, what happened to?
Yeah.
What happened to the traction?
Yeah, it just kind of just irritates you for that singular episode, I guess. What about you? What do you got for turning your scanners off?
The traction, I would say. I also noticed that they used the same model of car.
Same model of car.
They would use, yeah. You ever notice, like, later in the episode, you actually saw it was a black T-top Trans Am.
Yeah.
In the earlier, like in this season that we're doing, it looked kind of bluish. I don't know if you ever. It's not. I'm not saying it is blue, but it looked to me that way. It looks to be the same model because, and I should have brought this up in the pilot, or for the pilot episode, I should say. Pontiac actually told them, "You have one car to use. This is all you get."
Yeah. Well, as the series progressed, they used multiple cars.
Yes.
Because you have a show car, which George Barris, I believe, still has, because I think he built it.
Yeah, he did. He did built a lot. He built a lot of those.
Right. They had the show car, which is obviously the one that's all all in the production shots and all in the regular just standstill shots, and you have all the stunt cars. And I think at one point, I think it's on the complete series DVD set where what's the stunt coordinator's name? I think it was Robert Foster wasn't stunt coordinator, but he was one of the producers.
He was one of the producers.
Yeah, but there's a thing on there about the stunts where I forget what the guy's name. I think it's Jack something. I forget what it is, but he talks about it on the DVD set where it's like, we had the one show car and that's all they were going to give us for a show car, but we also went out and got like 16 other stunt cars that we could use. Yeah. So there were multiple cars, but as far as the official 1982 Pontiac Trans Am, yes,
there was only one show car.
There's only one show car.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's more so that it, like, Kit's color, even though he is basic black, it depends on what light hits him, that you might see a different color shading.
It's possible.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Any other low lights for Not a Drop to Drink?
Nah.
Alright, so we are going to head to the commercial break, and we'll come back to close the show after that.
Kid?
Yes.
Shut up.
You can now hear the Geekcast Radio Network while on the go with Stitcher Smart Radio. Stitcher is a free-use and talk mobile app available for your smartphone. And when you download Stitcher to hear Geekcast Radio, you'll have a chance to win money. Downloading is quick and easy. Just find Stitcher in the App Store. During registration, hit the promo code box and enter Geekcast Radio, all one word. to get automatically entered to win $100. The latest episodes of the shows will be waiting for you in your favorites. You'll get access to lots of other amazing shows too. Always available to you on demand, no syncing. It's Stitcher Smart Radio. Don't forget to enter promo code GeekCastRadio when you register.
Hey, I'm Gary.
I'm Mike.
I'm Chuck.
And I'm Justin.
Join the four of us every week on the internet's #1 and longest-running G.I. Joe podcast, What's on Joe Mind?
It's Joe news, reviews, and interviews like you've never heard them before, delivered right to your MP3 player.
Our guests include Jason Marsden, Kevin Michael Richardson, and Matt Yang King from G.I. Joe Renegades, Larry Hama, Robert Atkins, and John Barber from IDW Publishing, and many more from around the online Joe community.
Yeah, it's guys talking about Joe. Think of it as Joe Talk meets sports talk. And we make fun of Chuck.
Right, and we, hey, again?
Come on, Chuck. We're just kidding, kinda.
Sometimes Chuck makes fun of himself.
Right, and we, okay, seriously, this is just getting ridiculous now.
It's What's on Joe Mind, every week on the Geekcast Radio Network, InsidePulse.com, Stitcher Smart Radio, and iTunes. Download and listen today.
I suppose I still can't say something about Transformers, can I?
Come
Good.
on,
No.
What about sports?
That sounds good.
Yeah, that's all right.
Is this thing on? Oh, goody. Why, hello there. It's your dear old Uncle Joker here. I bet you're asking yourself, what could I be possibly doing here of all places? Well, I'm laughing at the fact that this new podcast presented by Geekcast Radio is called Legends of the Dark Knight. Who the heck knew the Bat was so popular? Ugh. Join Steve, Mike, and sometimes Tara for reviews on the greatest DC animated universe cartoon to ever meet Gotham City. So join moi for the talk of the town, or I'll send Captain Clown after you. He gets mighty angry when he doesn't get to have his garbage skull. So put on a nice big smile and join us for the next Geekcast Radio Network podcast, Legends of the Dark Knight.
Kid. Yes, Michael.
Just keep driving.
So we are back here on Beyond the Night, and of course we're going to rank the episodes. For me, Slammin' Sammy's stunt show...
Spectacular.
Yes. I was going to say shit-tacular, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. But I think for me, just because I don't enjoy going to seeing those stunt shows. I know it's television and everything else, but I give it a 4 out of 5.
3. I give it a 3.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was a decent plot, but still, it just wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
Just my bill, simply because of Maggie's interactions with everybody and just the whole comedy bits with this episode. I give that a 5 out of 5.
5. I give it a 5. It actually was a good plot. It wasn't just yes, there was a little bit of action in mixed in.
Yeah.
But there was also an actual point to it, so it didn't lose its takeoff at all.
Yeah.
It was able to actually, people were able to actually stick with it.
Yeah, exactly. And not a drop to drink. 3, high 3, low 2, I guess.
I gotta give that a 2.5.
Yeah. I'm just going to give it a 3. It was all right. Yeah, it was all right, but it wasn't like the best.
It wasn't one of the greatest episodes they've done.
No, not at all. You want to pimp out your mayhem or whatever the hell it is you do?
Yeah, the mayhem that I do. I have to sit here with him every week and record this stuff. That's mayhem.
Oh,
enough.
Shut the hell.
No,
you
folks,
dumb bastard. I meant your other radio show where you're talking about hours
You know what? You walked right into that, so I just thought I'd just push you right in there because it just seemed to fit. Folks,
where's that vat of acid when I really need
Michael, help. If you guys do want to check out a show where, yes, I actually do play Knight Rider music on there. My show is called MusicMan's Mayhem, and you guys can check it out on sky106.net, www.sky106.net. You can check me out every Saturday evening from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central, 7 to 10 Eastern, and you guys can also follow me on Twitter. My Twitter is the MusicMan08, and here sooner or later I'll be giving out a blog page you guys can check out, so stick around for that.
Cool. Thank you for joining us here on Beyond the Night. There are so ways to get in contact with us or leave feedback for the show. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com. You can comment on each and every episode post. If you'd like to send us email, you can send it to feedback@geekcastradio.com. Leave the show's feedback in iTunes. Please do this. Follow us on Twitter. The podcast name there is Beyond the Night. Mine is TFG1Mike. Become a fan on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/GeekCastRadioNetwork. Call the voicemail line. Tell us the show you're leaving the message for and your name. 502-526-5821. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Beyond the Night and wish you will join us next time when we'll be reviewing 3 more episodes from Knight Rider Classic Season 1. Those being No Big Thing, Trust Doesn't Rust, and Inside Out. For now, I am TFG1Mike with
the MusicMan08.
Kit, close the show.
You were very offensive last night, Earthling.